This one goes out to all the boys out there who 10 years ago were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Maybe more than 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And got these elemental heroes that were some of the most iconic characters around when I was a kid. And taking a look at these, we're going to rank them. We're going to rank them based on design, not ranking them based on how good they are in the game. Because I don't play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I can tell you that Stratos here is like one of the most OP heroes ever created. But other than that, most of these guys, I could not tell you how good. Well, I could tell you that this guy's horrible. I could tell you a couple. We're going to rank them based off design, though. We're going to rank epic design down to banish to the Shadow Realm. We're going to put them all on there, see how quickly we can do this. This video will probably be far too long, so feel free to skip through if you want to. Probably shouldn't say that because it hurts my algorithm, but if you want to help my algorithm on YouTube, watch the video, sub if you want to, like if you want to, yada yada, yada yada. Let's get started. Avion. I've always thought Elemental Hero Avion actually had like a really cool design. I remember back when this guy came out, he was one of my favorite looking heroes, and he is actually just so bad being just a 1000 attack and defense vanilla 3-star monster that it just was so sad. I think Avion actually looks really cool. And I used to try to draw him, and I don't think I did a very good job generally. But yeah, actually epic design for Avion. I might move him down here, but yeah, epic. Bersenatrix, this is the her original design, which was censored in the US to cover a little bit more of her body, and then I think later on they did release this version as well. I think she has a neat design. She was the first female elemental hero, released right alongside Avion, and I think she's a nice kind of switch from him because he very much looks like a superhero, and she, while still being a hero, definitely looks like more of an anti-hero, vigilante type. So yeah, neat design there. Fire's cool, and also she had more attack than Avion, so that was neat. Clayman, I liked his original design, and I'm thinking a lot of these original guys are honestly just going to be high just because of the nostalgia aspect. That just is what it is. Clayman, though, I really liked his design as just being an impenetrable wall. He was a 4-star vanilla monster with 2000 defense. Neat design on him. Gonna go ahead and put him there. He looks exactly like what he should look like for his, design and stats. Elemental Hero Neos, gonna put in neat design. I'm honestly not that big a fan of Neos because I feel like it really took over the hero archetype in a way that, again, not mentioning how good or bad it was, but in a way that just I didn't really care for. I'm not a huge fan of all the Neospatians, for example, but I cannot doubt that, or I cannot lie about Neos himself having an awesome design. 7-star, 2500 attack monster, the new Dark Magician, essentially. Neat design overall. Sparkman, I did like Sparkman's design, but I liked his art. He had a second art come out, which, yeah, we don't have alternate arts in here. That was actually a lot better. The original design, it's not bad, it's just kind of meh to me. It just doesn't really blow me away. And I think I am going to have to start getting a little critical, otherwise we're going to be putting all of them up here and really cool. Of course, we may change as we go, but Bladesedge, I thought was a really cool design. This was the first, I believe, main deck boss monster for the Elemental Hero archetype. Covered in gold, 2600 attack. This was the new Buster Blader. I believe it had piercing damage, so it did damage calculation even if it destroyed a defense. I cannot talk. A defense position monster. Really cool design. Bubbleman and Neo Bubbleman. Bubbleman himself, I kind of like. It's kind of the same thing as Sparkman. It's kind of meh. I mean, it is unique. It's not bad by any means, but yeah, just kind of meh. And then Neo Bubbleman looking so similar. Neo Bubbleman is one of the worst cards I've ever seen in the history of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But his design itself is not overly bad. Prisma. I get why it has this design, because Prisma's whole gimmick is that it can be substituted for one elemental hero monster in any fusion that you do, or perhaps just one material in any fusion. I'm not sure if it has to be an elemental hero, but it's meant to be a substitute type elemental hero, so I get why its design looks like this, but in a nutshell, or excuse me, in a vacuum, Prisma just not the best design in the world in my opinion. I'm gonna put it in bad. Necroshade, I'd say neat. Definitely something a little bit different from the other heroes. This was the first dark main deck hero monster, I believe. Gonna put him in neat design. Definitely more of an anti-hero type like Bersenatrix, which I don't think we ever got a Necroshade Bersenatrix fusion. That would have been cool. Wildheart, gonna put him in meh. I mean, I guess this is the case with a lot of like superhero type characters, but he's just way too buff. I did like his sword. I don't know. It was kind of odd that he's the only elemental hero that just like doesn't wear a mask or anything, and I don't know. I don't know how much any of that matters, but his design, gonna put it in meh. I don't think it's bad though. Now we're gonna get into the first couple heroes that I don't remember the names of, and I should probably have this up on my side screen, but I'm a little curious how many of these I can get correct. Somebody keep a tally if you're actually watching this whole video. This one was the combination of Bubbleman, Avion, Sparkman, and Bersenatrix, so all 4 elements, not counting Clayman. And yeah, his design I think leaves a lot to be desired. His waist is way too skinny. He is yellow, which is fine, I guess, but he's a combination of all these colors, so I feel like he should be either a color that didn't come from them, like Sparkman was already yellow, or he should have been something else. I don't know. Maybe Sparkman wasn't included in it. Maybe Clayman was the 4th one. I'm not sure, but yeah, bad design. I don't really care for his. Flame Wingman, I think, has a really, really cool design. The perfect combination of Bersenatrix and Avion. He would be an epic design for me if he looked more heroic. He very much looks monstrous, which is not a bad thing. Again, really cool, but not epic for me. Also, where did he get the dragon parts from? I don't really understand that, but hey, he looks cool, so we're not going to question it that much. Mariner, bad design overall. The helmet looks horrible. The shoulder pads are eh. I don't understand the colors they went with. Also, this is a horrible card in general, which I said wouldn't go into this, but it kind of does paint my perception of the card in some ways. The one thing I really, really do like about Mariner is his anchor. I don't even know what to call these weapons, but the anchors he has on his wrists with the chains, that's pretty cool. But yeah, the rest of the design, bad design. Why is he green? I don't know. Mudball Man, this was a fusion between, I did say it. So yeah, Flame Wingman was a fusion between Avion and Bersenatrix. Mudball Man was a fusion between Clayman and Bubbleman. And I say was, though obviously you could still play these cards, it's just some of them are very, very bad. Mudball Man, gonna put it in kind of bad design. I get why it looks like it does, but I feel like it doesn't look as good as Clayman, really. Maybe meh design. It has a 3,000 attack, 3,000 defense, so it is just essentially a wall. Yeah, we can put it in meh, I think. Shining Flare Wingman. So this happens when you take Wingman and you combine him with Elemental Hero Sparkman. Shining Flare Wingman had an epic design, and I remember he was one of my favorite cards back in the day. I actually somehow pulled him out of a pack before I had Flame Wingman. So I actually would use this guy in my deck. I would use either Prisma, if he was out yet, or some other substitute. So I would fuse together Sparkman and the substitute to make Flare Wingman. And yeah, that's just nostalgia overload for me. Gonna put him in epic design. Elemental Hero Tempest, I also am gonna put in epic design. This was a fusion between Sparkman, Avion, and Bubbleman. So Avion, Sparkman, Bubbleman combined together, Tempest. Really, really like the design of Elemental Hero Tempest. Perfect combination of blue, green, and yellow with the wings that have now turned a bit more mechanical. It was a 2,800 attack beat stick. I don't think it had an effect, or at least not a very notable one. I could be remembering that incorrectly. But yeah, gotta put him in epic design. I really like him. I really like the wingman type aesthetic, I suppose, with all of these in epic design. And while we're at it, we're going to add one more to the mix. Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer, in my opinion, is a better version of Flame Wingman. It is created with the same cards, so combining together Elemental Hero Avion and Elemental Hero Bersenatrix does give you Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer, and I think it's just an awesome design. It basically takes the best part of both of its materials and creates a new design out of it. And like I said, I do really like Flame Wingman, but it is a very monstrous look for what was supposed to be really one of the first hero monsters, and I think Phoenix Enforcer really fits that bill a little bit better. Shining Flare Phoenix Enforcer? I am probably getting that original name wrong, but this is similar thing to Flare Wingman, combining together Sparkman with Phoenix Enforcer gives you this card. This one, I'm going to put him in really cool design. I don't think he's as good as his material, Phoenix Enforcer, but he is a cool design nonetheless. I really like the wings. A little bit more red in his design, I think, would look cool. Elemental Hero Wildedge, I think was his name. So this is the combination between Wildheart and Bladesedge. Cool design. Gonna put him in neat. I don't think he's quite as cool as Bladesedge, which is one of his parts, but neat design nonetheless. I like the combination of no armor and armor. Interesting duality there. I don't remember a lot about this card, to be honest, because I did not have it, but I remember I wanted it and I never got it. Elemental Hero Darkbright. I think Darkbright has a really cool design. This is a fusion between Bladesedge and Necroshade, which I believe is one of only 2 fusions in Yugioh to use Necroshade. Despite being one of the Elemental Heroes, he's not used that much as a fusion. We'll get to his other one in a minute. Darkbright, so a combination of a light and a dark monster here. And I think you perfectly see that in his design. You see the bright gold, but then also the dark black in his design. I think it's really cool. I think he deserves that second tier for sure. Elemental Hero Steam Healer. Bad design. His hands and feet are just huge. I get it's a combination between Bubble Man and Burstinatrix, so steam, and then there's like steam coming out of him. So I get why he's shaped kind of how he is, and it kind of does fit in with the Elemental Heroes, but just in a vacuum, not a very good design, I'd say. Elemental Hero Wild Wingman, is that what this one is? Wild Wingman, I believe, which is a combination of Avion and Wildheart. Again, just with the other Wingman designs, really, really like this one. I think it's really cool. Maybe a little bit down from the Epic designs, but I would not be that upset if somebody put this up there. So really cool design. There is now kind of a sub-R group of Elemental Heroes called the Wingman. There is a new Elemental Hero that uses one of them as a fusion, I believe, and I'm not sure if that one is on this list. Okay, let's keep on going. I don't know the name of this monster. I'll be 100% honest. I know this is Nova, Elemental Hero Nova, Elemental Hero... Maybe this is Elemental Hero Heat, because there's Elemental Hero Heat, Lady Heat, and Nova? I'm probably getting these ones mixed up, but there's 4 Fire Elemental Hero monsters. I know for sure this one's Lady Heat. Obviously, this one, I honestly hate the design. I don't understand why there's green in it. The blue distracts from the red as well. If they had kept the same kind of color scheme of red, orange, and white that the other ones had, I think it would have looked a lot better. I don't believe this one actually came out with these. I know these 2 fused together to make this one. But overall, I'm going to say banish it to the Shadow Realm. I don't think it's a good design. Lady Heat, I'm also going to put in bad design. I don't think she's a hugely good design. I think the tights are just kind of a cop-out where you want to do something quote-unquote sexy for a female character. And why are they only on one leg? And just a lot about her character is just like, just kind of... They phoned it in with her. It's just not that inventive of a design. This guy, also going to go ahead and put him in bad design. He has these huge hands that are covered in magma, which is kind of cool. Maybe we put him in meta design. It's a little bit better, I think, than those ones in bad, but still not blowing me away. And Elemental Hero Nova, or Heat, or whatever this guy's name is, neat design. I think he is a really cool fire monster. Definitely looks better than Burstinatrix, though Burstinatrix... Well, he looks better as a fire monster. I think Burstinatrix works better as a just kind of normal monster, if that makes sense. Neat design for both of them. Elemental Hero Rampart Blaster, having one of the coolest names of an Elemental Hero monster. Rampart Blaster, I'm actually going to put up in really cool design. I thought Elemental Hero Rampart Blaster was an awesome looking monster, a combination between Clayman and Burstinatrix, taking in a weird way the best of both cards. And Rampart Blaster is one of the worst Elemental Hero cards and has a very, very weird effect that allows it to attack while in defense position. Explains it in a very, very weird way on the card. But I think the design, if we're just talking about that, is good nonetheless. Thunder Giant, bad design. This was the Elemental Hero that I think I got first, the fusion anyway, that I think I got first. And he was pretty useful for a long time. I believe he could discard discard one card from your hand and target one card on the field and destroy it. And then it also had 2400 attack, which made it a pretty good monster to attack with and pretty easy to bring out, requiring just Clayman and Sparkman. So if you were to set down Clayman first, his 2000 defense would keep him around for a turn usually, and then you could bring out Sparkman the next turn or just fuse him from the hand. So Thunder Giant, good card, especially, you know, back in the day like that. But design-wise, why are his legs so small? That's my only question. Elemental Hero Volt? Spark? Something? Meh design. You know, if he's in Meh, I honestly have to move Sparkman up to Neat because I think Sparkman is better than him. So that's that. Elemental Hero Captain Gold, standing triumphantly on top of a flagpole. Neat design. I don't think he's as good as Bladesedge, and a very similar gold coloring for both of them. This was, I believe, a 2000 attack level 4 monster that could only be summoned if Skyscraper was on the field, something like that. Anyway, his design, though, I think it's neat. Alright, this one I legitimately don't know the name of. So I think what we'll do... Well, there's going to be a lot that I might not know the name of coming up here. And we'll just go with it. Let me know in the comments what I missed, if I did miss anything. Like I said, I don't play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And have been out of the game for a while. I think her design is a little meh. We have a dark hero monster for the first time in a while. Female at that. She is a better looking female character than Lady Heat over here, which I believe is its name. But yeah, kind of meh design overall. Stratos, cool design. Really cool idea having like the wings and the propellers on his back and stuff. I think it's a neat design. Not really blowing me away. A lot of blue in the design. Without the background being green, I don't think this card would look as cool. Also, he had an alternate art that was a lot better than this one. So, neat design. I don't think it's going to break any records up there for me. I'm not a really huge fan of this Elemental Hero. I'm going to go ahead and put it banished to the Shadow Realm. It's too pointy. It has too many spikes coming out of weird places. Elemental Hero Ocean, also not a huge fan of this card and this design. He looks very, very fish-like, which I suppose, I mean, that is what I guess Aquaman is. But Aquaman looks like a person, and this guy doesn't. So, Elemental Hero Ocean, I'm going to go ahead and put him in Banished to the Shadow Realm. Not my favorite hero design. Elemental Hero Poison Ivy, I think is the name of this one. Meh design, fine. It is a plant-based superhero, so it's pretty much exactly what you'd expect if somebody told you that. This is Elemental Hero Volt, I think. Maybe. I don't know. But it has a really cool design. I really like the lightning that it's flashing between it. When you look at those three kind of electrical-based heroes, I definitely think this one is the worst, Sparkman is the second, and this one would be the coolest. Elemental Hero Woodsman. I'm going to say bad design, and I'm going to say that just because I don't really care for it. I don't think this card is actually designed poorly. I just think it's not really my cup of tea, and I don't think it really is superhero-y. I mean, I guess a lot of superheroes have, like, ridiculous origin stories like this guy probably does, but I don't know. Bad design, not one of my favorite Elemental Heroes. Same thing with this one. What is it? Elemental Hero Nope, K-N-O-P, if I'm remembering that correctly. I might not be. I'm going to banish it to the Shadow Realm. It's just a little flower thing, kind of weird. Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier, I think, has a really, really cool design. And I believe Liquid Soldier and Solid Soldier here, which I'm going to put in neat, they were really responsible for reinvigorating the Elemental Heroes after they really got power crept by the rest of the game. I remember Liquid Soldier and Solid Soldier coming out, and they were just immediately better than a lot of the other Elemental Hero cards. Yeah, so cool design and neat design. They look good as well. Elemental Hero Necros? No, this is Necros. This is Necro Shade. Is this Necros? This is Necroid Shaman. I don't remember what this is a fusion of, but I've never really liked it. It kind of looks like an evil Venom, which is not bad, but Elemental Hero does not scream. Elemental Hero Spark Edge? Blade Spark? I'm pretty sure this is Bladesedge and Sparkman together. And I think it's a really cool design. Gonna go ahead and put it up there. A lot of these just look good. I can't argue with it. Necroid Shaman, combination of Necroshade and Wildheart. I think it's actually a pretty neat design, pretty unique, looking different from a lot of the other hero cards, and in a really good way with this one, as opposed to like Woodsman, which I would say isn't. Yeah, I think neat design, for sure. Elemental Hero Terra, bad design, not my favorite in the world. Very, very simple, and I think it's meant to be because I believe this was one of the first Omni heroes, if I'm remembering correctly. You can summon this hero by combining any two Elemental Heroes of different attributes, I think. I'm going to say this a million more times, but yeah, I might be wrong about that. Elemental Hero something or other. I never liked the design of this card, though. His fist is like way too big from this angle. I think it's more the design of the card than the actual design of the character, but not going to be my favorite. Nova Master. One of the best looking fire elemental heroes, I think. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and move down Rampart Blaster because putting a couple of these cards up here, I definitely think it's not meeting the requirement for this group. I think I'm also going to move down Clayman to Meh Design while I am at it. Taking a look. We're going to make some adjustments probably at the end here. Elemental Hero The Shining, I think, is a really cool design. I love the wings. I love the little bit of red on his uniform that kind of brings the whole thing together. It's not just gold and white. Elemental Hero Cyclone, I believe is the name of this one. Meh. The yellow is just an odd choice. Yellow and green together is an odd choice, odd combination. So going to put him in there in Meh. Absolute Zero. Let me try that again. Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Going to go ahead and put him in a really cool design. No matter how this card looks, I can never separate it from its effect, honestly, and I'll admit that with this card. Elemental Hero Absolute Zero has one of the most powerful effects in Elemental Hero monsters. When it leaves the field, it wipes your opponent's entire board. Right? Monsters, I think it destroys. Might be spell and trap cards, but I think it's monsters. And that's just really powerful. So I just kind of I always keep that in mind when I see this design because I see the frost and it's almost like he's just freezing everything on the board around him. So really, really cool design here. It's a water monster, but they definitely went with more of a cold or frost type aesthetic and vibe with him, which I appreciate because I think he's the first elemental hero to really do that, other than this guy who I think came out with him. Which if they had gone that route with this guy and made his spikes more like frost-like they were icicles, that would have been super cool. Elemental Hero, I don't remember his name. Banished to Shadow Realm. It just doesn't look good. It's like this guy, but with more red on it. He looks like he is a ambulance transformer, is what he looks like to me. Elemental Hero Grand Merge, I think, has a really epic design, combining together the best parts of Avion, Bersenatrix, Sparkman, and whatever else is going into his design. I believe Grand Merge can be summoned by fusing together several, just any hero monsters. I think that has to be different heroes. So having his name be Grand Merge is just kind of a combination of all these other parts. And I like that. I think the original Elemental Heroes could have gone more this route rather than like Mudball Man and Rampart Blaster, where some of them look cool, but not really a combination of their original pieces, more of a combination of the original design. Does that make sense? I don't know. This video is 23 minutes long. We're gonna go right along. I have never seen this Elemental Hero before in my life. I will be honest about that. And I don't know how, because even some of these I've never played with before, I could tell you that I've seen them. There's only two on here that I've never seen, and it's these two. So I guess we can rank them at the end, and we'll just continue on with Elemental Hero Neos Alias here. Meh design, he's supposed to be a smaller version of Neos. I mean, that's accomplished. Yeah, he's a 1900 attack Gemini monster. Elemental Hero Honest Neos, again, Wingman, I'm sorry, I like them. Gonna put him in epic design. I need to pause this video and get a drink. Gonna put him in epic design, combination of the designs of Honest, which is a very well-known card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And Elemental Hero Neos. Can't say much else. He has an epic design. I believe you can discard him from your hand to add 2500 attack to any monster you own. Very powerful effect. Next, we have Elemental Hero Brave Neos and Elemental Hero Neos Swordsman, I believe are the names. Brave Neos is combining Elemental Hero Neos with one effect monster, and then Neos Swordsman is combining Elemental Hero Neos with a warrior type monster. So both of those can be fulfilled by pretty much any Elemental Hero for the most part. Brave Neos I do think looks cool. I'm going to go ahead and put him in neat design. I think just very similar to the original Neos. I mean, he is an improvement on the design, but not enough to put him in the next design up. Elemental Hero Swordsman, or Neos Swordsman, which I think is the name. I'm going to put him in med design, not my favorite in the world. Now we're getting into some of the combinations between Neos and the Neospatians. This one, the Wingman, going to put him in neat. I do like that for sure. This one, is this the one, the water one? Why are there two water ones? So this is a combination of Neos and Aqua Dolphin, right? This is Aqua Neos. And this is Hummingbird Neos. No. Wing Neos. I don't remember the name. Aqua Neos, meh. Glow Neos, banish it. Look at the hair. Not a fan. Flare Neos. This is Flame Scarab. Flame Neos. Yeah, I don't know. I really like this one, though. I actually am going to put in really cool. I love the kind of bug aesthetic. I think this worked really well with this one. And while we're at it, why not? Let's go ahead and move this hero up into really cool design. So these two Neos fusions are probably my favorite ones. This one, going to go ahead and put him down here with Aqua Neos, or maybe this is Aqua Neos and this is not. I don't remember the difference between these two, but I don't really care for either of them. Grand Neos, the combination between Grand Mole and Neos. Big old drill on the side. Gonna say meh though, not my favorite thing in the world. Dark Neos. I've never understood where the wings come from in this design because it's a combination of Neos and a Black Panther. So this card has always looked weird to me. I'm gonna put it in bad. This one, these two are new versions of Grand Neos and something else, right? I actually lied earlier. I haven't seen these guys either. This one is a combination between Neos, Hummingbird, and Aqua Dolphin, right? So it's three. I think it belongs here with the other meh designs. It's not that great. This one as well, a better version of some of the dark heroes. This is Chaos Neos. So it's a combination of the light and dark Neospatian monsters. Gonna go ahead and put him in probably neat design. I don't think he's quite as good as the other two. Like, I don't understand why he has a, like, purple hair. I don't know where that came from, but it doesn't look bad. Divine Neos, being one of the most underpowered boss monsters ever, even still has a cool design. Big divine wings and gold and everything. So, yeah. Neos Wiseman, banished to the Shadow Realm, not a cool design. Elemental Hero Contrast here, really cool, like that. I don't know why we have Pot of Greed, but that card is banned, so we're going to banish it to the Shadow Realm. And then finally here we have 5 Elemental Heroes that I don't know the names of, and I should have probably prepped myself on this video. But I've said that enough, and this video is long enough now, so we're going to try to get this done by the 30-minute mark. This one looks like a new version of Neos Wiseman. Neat design. I mean, it's a better version. We banished Neos Wiseman, so I guess anything above that would be an improvement. Maybe meh. This one, just a lot going on in the design. I don't really know what we're looking at. Gonna go ahead and put it in meh. Same thing with this guy. In fact, I'm going to banish him to the Shadow Realm. Weird combination of brown, black, blue, red, and white on here. Just a whole lot going on. Might make sense, though, with who he fuses from. The Grand Neos kind of fusions and merges here. I think, honestly, that one's men, and this one probably going to be putting up here in neat. And then finally, that is it. After 30 minutes, if you're actually still watching, or if you skipped here, welcome in. Here's how I ranked all of the Elemental Hero monsters. Thinking we might need to do some adjustments. I'm going to pause the video and do that quickly. Back here, guys, this is what we came up with. Moved a couple things around. These are our bad designs, our meh designs, our neat designs, and our really cool designs. In our top epic designs category, we have Elemental Hero Avion, Elemental Hero Flare Wingman, Elemental Hero Tempest, Elemental Hero Phoenix Enforcer, Elemental Hero Grand Merge, and Elemental Hero Honest Neos. What do you think, guys? Which of these do you remember? Did you not know some of them like I didn't? And what should I do next? I'm thinking Destiny Heroes next, or maybe a Neospatian themed video. I don't know. Let me know. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day.